Okay, euro dollar. Seems that the ECB has fired its bazooka, isn't it? Oh, John, Nikkei, okay. Why might you tell me now when the should switch to FX already? Okay, let me just do a quick one. Okay, sorry, let me just revert back to Nikkei. Quite similar to the DAX in the sense that on the higher term time frame, the weekly chart, we have formed like a channel. This area here is almost like a fake out. It tried to break below it, but then bounce back up. But we are approaching a key level here at around the 17,000 level. Okay, so if you look at the daily chart, the 17,000 level is here. Okay, but it seems that it wants to come back to this trend line. So use this uptrend channel as your guide. Okay, but it seems that you want to come back to 17,000. I wouldn't take the intraday setup at this on the Nikkei because the levels are not as clear. Alright, I hope you understand when I say that the levels not as clear, because if you zoom on the daily chart, okay, still is quite messy around here. So if I don't know what's a clear level, it's not clear to market participants, I wouldn't take it. Okay, but daily chart it is on uptrend, but be very mindful, we're approaching a key resistance anywhere between 17,000 and 17,005. You see all this mess here? That's a key resistance to look out for. Okay, so that's Nikkei for you. Let me go on to my FX now. Okay, so euro dollar, no problem, John. So euro dollar is a weekly chart. Again, the ECB, I think Mario Draghi has fired his bazooka, which means that a bazooka can only be fired once. Which means that, hopefully the economy will respond to it, because I think they're out of ammunition already. So, but the weekly chart, the euro dollar, it has been consolidating for a long time. Honestly, I've not traded the euro dollar for at least 6 months, because I never liked range-bound market conditions, and he has been doing exactly that since he has been doing exactly that since mid 2015. Okay, very range-bound. Okay, there's no trend on weekly chart at all. Zero trend. If you go to a daily chart, okay, let me take away some of the lines. Yeah, so messy. Okay, if you go to daily chart, same thing, no trend. But I noticed that this level here, around the 114, seems to be very strong resistance. We make a false breakout above it. This was August 2015. Okay, I remember I got caught in this trade. This I remember, because this was where the China devalued the yen, market panic, and a lot of traders went back to euro because it's a funding currency, isn't it? So the euro has become the new carry trade as well. So it made that's why euro pushed higher. Euro became very strong. Okay, but then it made a big U-turn after that. So this is what every time when euro dollar touch 114, it's quite a key level. Now right now where we are, if I zoom in, it's just super messy. It's just super messy. Okay, but you can draw your resistance at 112. You can draw support at 110, and that's it. There's nothing else to analyze, because I really don't like how it looks like. Okay, I really don't like forcing trades or trying to force a trade plan. There's nothing, there's really nothing, and euro dollar is just like that. Okay, I think the market participants are still trying to find a footing on what's going to happen to euro with regards to the ECB direction. Alright, they've done everything they could, and you see how the reaction of most of the euro pairs happened last week. At first, it weakened massively because of the additional QE and the additional negative rates that the ECB announced. But after that, when Draghi says that this might be the last time they did this, the whole thing just U-turn. So I think a lot of market participants are just finding their footing around what's going to happen in euro. And don't forget the Fed rate decisions happening this week. So euro dollar, because there's a dollar element, might be moving as well. Okay, so I mean, unless any of you want to trade the euro dollar, I can try to plan something, but it's definitely not my cup of tea, euro dollar right now. Okay. So that's euro dollar for you. Let me move on to some of the pairs. I think last week I did mention some of the trending pairs like pound cat, pound yen. What's the other one? Pound cat, pound yen, pound Swiss. Okay, let me just take a quick look at those. So if we look at pound yen, for example, Aussie Swiss. Okay, nice. I'll look at Aussie Swiss a bit. Okay, let's take pounds. Okay, let's take pound Swiss. Talking about Swiss first. So look at pound Swiss. Okay, this is a weekly chart, by the way. What I like about the pound Swiss is that there's a very clear line here. This is a weekly chart. Look at this horizontal line. Beautiful line, isn't it? support here, support, bit of a fake out, but support, and broken support term resistance. Level is 1.4. Now, the weekly chart is still in a downtrend. Yes, we have made a very strong pullback, but it is still in a downtrend. And what I like is this. Okay, there's a bit of an indecision candle here, a bit of a doji, or whatever name you want to call it. But for me, this is an indecision candle, which means that this level is still respected, 1.4. And I'm really not surprised in the next coming weeks, the market make a push back to 1.38, the previous low, and we might continue trending downwards to 1.35 even. Okay, so pay attention to pound Swiss on the high term time frame, because the past 2 weeks, even the market, the sentiment is so good. Risk aversion is off the cards. So it's more of a risk on market for the past few weeks, isn't it? But the pound Swiss candle still couldn't close above this resistance area, which leads me to think that the bears are still in charge. All right, so pay attention to pound Swiss. Okay, I've not taken anything yet, but I'm very keen at this area here, 1.4, about anywhere between 1.41, 1.42, because it's a weekly chart, isn't it? So if you look at the daily chart, okay, a bit more perspective here. This is the level we're talking about, 1.4, 1.42. Let me zoom in a bit for you. So what happened to the daily chart? That yes, we have made a very strong bounce, which caught me by surprise. But this actually formed some form of a head and shoulders, correct? It tried to break the neckline. It couldn't, because if we broke the neckline, which is the key resistance level, then most probably the bear trend is gone and it might start pushing up. But the fact that it didn't break the neckline and it's coming back down, if it breaks the shoulder, which it has, at the key 1.4 level, I'm more inclined to think that we might be visiting the previous low sooner rather than later, which is around 1.38. Okay, so that's my trade plan for the pound Swiss, something I'm eyeing for the next few days and weeks. All right. John, pound Swiss, they want showing a bullish divergence of MACD. Let's see. Where's the bullish divergence? Higher, high. Where's the bullish divergence, John? It's a convergence. Both are making. In any case, it's actually a slight bearish. It's actually a slight bearish divergence. Actually, you see here I'm comparing the highs, right? So this is a bit of a lower high, but this is a higher high. So actually, it's a slight bearish divergence, which supports my case to the downside. Which I can't really see a bullish divergence actually. So what I'm talking about, this is a lower high, right? This high to this high, slight lower high. This high to this high, high. So it's actually, this is a bearish divergence, and it's according to my trade plan to the downside. Is there something I'm missing, or? Sorry, my throat's not very good. Mid-Jan versus March 2016. Oh, I see. Oh, I know. What John is talking about is this swing to this swing, lower low. Sorry. And this swing to this swing, a higher low. For divergence, I only study the previous swings, not the whole full swing, unless you're trading really long term. Yeah, but even if you're a swing trader, the daily chart, weekly chart, you just study the previous swings. I know you're taking the whole big picture, correct? Let me see if there's a divergence on the weekly chart. Yeah, it doesn't show on the weekly chart, high and low. Yep. But yeah, for John, I mean for divergence, right, I'm just studying the previous swing, which one I'm just comparing this highs to this highs. I'm not taking the whole, because it has made a few lows already. You see lower here, and then make higher low. So it's so-called turn already. You get me? Yeah, but thanks for bringing it up. Okay, so I'm just identifying this lower high and higher low. Okay, so that's pound Swiss for you. Okay, let's go to Aussie Swiss. Sunil's request. Okay, any of you got any particular pairs? Please shout out, yeah. Mr. Kwan, right? You asked about Aussie Kiwi, right? I think you sent me an email. Thanks for sending that. I'll cover that as soon as possible. Aussie Swiss, range bound. So if you draw your lines, resistance here, resistance here. Range bound, the weekly chart, no other analysis. Nothing much can do here. So the 75 cents is quite a key level. Okay, definitely range bound. Looking at the daily chart, looks bullish. It is bullish. Okay, see the resistance higher high and possible higher low here. Okay, so we broke the resistance higher low. So now what I think is this. Now I'm very aware that there's a weekly resistance here. However, I know that daily is uptrend, so it's a bit of a conflict here. Where we are right now, let me just zoom out. I wouldn't do much here, to be honest. It seems that it wants to consolidate in some form of a bullish flag. Okay, this by all means, this is not a form yet, I'm just assuming, yeah, but it seems like you might want to consolidate to a bullish flag downwards. Are you bullish or bearish on this one? What are you trying to trade on? Double top. I assume you're bearish and you say it's double top? Okay, so the weekly chart, yes, you're right. Very clear double top. Very clear resistance. Okay. The question is, how do you want to take it on the lower term time frame to try to minimize your risk but maximize your reward? On the lower term time frame, there's still no trade if you're bearish because the daily chart is still bullish. Okay, if you go to 4-hour chart, okay, it's still being supported at this level. It's a bit more sideways, but it is still bullish. Okay, so unless you're telling me that you want to take a longer term trade, okay, what you can do is if this you can take a short and just put a high stop. Okay, if that's your trade plan, long-term trade plan, then yeah, I think it's a okay trade plan because it's resistance level. But if you're trying to plan lower term time frame, I think you still got to be a bit more patient because the daily and 4-hour is still a bit more bullish. Bearish the last low. Which low are you talking about? What's the price? Are you talking about this support level at about 72.50, 72.80 level? You're talking about this low here, 72.80? You're looking to short at this low, is it? Okay, if you're trying to short at this low, then where we are right now, 67.55. 67. Oh wow, long-term trade plan. 67.55. Oh yeah. I mean, it's how many pips is that? It's like 600 over pips, isn't it? But yeah, it's a possible trade plan. But again, it's a longer-term trade plan. So be prepared for the daily chart to move up higher again, and you need to have your stop loss at least above this swing. If not, it doesn't make sense. Okay, exactly like what happened here. See that? So this might happen again. Okay, but again, it's a quite a long-term trade plan. You need at least about 200 over pips of stop loss here, and your risk to reward. And there's gonna be a lot of battles inside here. Okay, but it's not a bad trade plan. You just need to condition your mind that this is a long-term trade plan, and your stop loss need to be above here. Your target is here. In fact, I wouldn't be so ambitious. My first target would probably be somewhere in the middle here, at the support here. Okay, so at least you can scale out a bit, and then from there you can let it run. At least you can get something. Okay, because sometimes it comes down, because the way it moves up is quite bullish. You never know. Okay, but it's a decent trade plan. Just you need to have a stop loss above this high. All right, but the thing is that the daily chart and the 4-hour chart is not confirming it yet. So it's a bit of a risky trade plan. But if you're taking a long-term chart, right, the closer you short it near the resistance, the lower the risk in a sense. Okay, is that okay, Sunil? That's Aussie Swiss. Mr. Kwan, you said Aussie Kiwi. Are you still here? You're still here, right? Dollar Cat. Okay, let me just go through Dollar Cat right now. Okay, Dollar Cat has been super bearish from daily chart. So Dollar Cat weekly. Okay, this was a key level that was broken to me on Dollar Cat. Okay, it's not the most trending up or down. Just the whole thing just vomited like, you know. Oh, Sunil, sorry, I didn't see. This money chart seems very bearish. Yeah, I would guess as much. But yeah, whatever it is, the Aussie Swiss is the long-term trade plan. Just be a bit patient with it. Yep, and make sure your stop loss is adequate. There's enough buffer for your stop loss. Yep. Okay, so Dollar Cat, this is a weekly chart. Okay, it has broken a key resistance turn support at around the 13450 area. Okay, and we are below that right now. Okay, so the weekly chart is starting to form a downtrend. Alright, in fact, the whole thing just U-turn. Okay, if you look at the daily chart, okay, that level here, this level here is quite important to me. Okay, let me just extend this line a bit first. Okay, so you have this trend line support term resistance, and you have this resistance level here around the 134 level here. Okay, oops, sorry. So this area here is a very key resistance. Daily is still on a downtrend. Alright, it's still on a downtrend. But what I anticipate is a kind of fight in between this level here before we decide whether the market continue down or up. Okay, this level here, you see when this level broke, right? See this resistance here? Resistance here? This was a beautiful pullback for short. Okay, in a very nice downtrend. This is a very, again, on hindsight, easy to say. Okay, but the short here, if we come back here tomorrow, right, the short here won't be as easy as this previous short because right now it has reacted off the area previously and it has bounced off support. Okay, and it's pushing higher. Okay, but whatever it is, this 134 level, 134.40 level, this line here is still a potential level to take it down again. I don't think we'll make a new low, but most probably we'll push it down back to the previous support around 132, 133. Okay, but this is a very key resistance level for dollar CAD at the moment. Alright, so let's see what happens at around this level here. Because the daily chart is still trending down. But like I said, I foresee it consolidating in between here first. Okay, it's still in a downtrend. Alright, are you bullish or bearish, Mr. Ng? I don't see a case for bullishness yet. If you go to a weekly chart, right? Yeah, I don't see any case of bullishness at all. Weekly bearish, daily bearish. I think shorter term charts might be a bit more bullish, but we're still approaching resistance. So just pay attention to this level here. Draw this line in your charts. Around the 134 to 134.30 area. Yep, bearish. Alright, so just pay attention at that level, okay? Alright, but if you can take a short, just be mindful. It might react off the previous lows around 132.80 or so. Alright, and then it might start consolidate. When whatever it is, there's a dollar element, so keep one eye on the Fed rate announcement. I think on Thursday morning. Okay, because it might change the whole picture. Alright, so Mr. Coin is still here. Let me cover, if not I'll move on to commodities. Okay, let me just move on to Aussie Kiwi since he sent me an email earlier on. But Aussie Kiwi, right, if you look at the weekly chart, zoom out a bit, you can see that it's approaching key resistance at the 1.1300. Okay, what I like about this is that it has made a series of, this is a weekly chart, it's made a series of higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. So the momentum is definitely to the upside, and we might break the resistance. Not yet though, but we might break. But we are approaching the resistance. So weekly to me is still consolidation, but momentum is slightly to the upside because of this higher lows form. Daily chart. Daily chart definitely on the uptrend. Okay, one trade that you could have taken was this rebound here. Okay, so daily is definitely uptrend. But it's too late to do anything on the upside because it's too close to all this resistance area already. Okay, it's definitely too late to do anything to the upside. Mr. Kwan, if you're still in the webinar, I remember your email, you're saying that there are a lot of indicators that are pointing towards bearish signs, but why is it still rising? I'm not sure what indicators you use, but to me, it looks very bullish. The only thing that looks a bit more capped to the upside is the resistance level. MACD looks good. Converging, no divergence. Price action wise, we have broken previous high, so it's higher high, potential higher low. But if you're bearish, then yeah, this 1.13 area is key resistance. But I would say the short-term charts is not turning around yet. Okay, so the daily is uptrend, the 4 hour is uptrend. Okay, so it's not really turning around yet on the high-term time frames. Okay, I don't see any form of divergence as well. Okay, so just be a bit patient if you're trying to short the Aussie Kiwi. Not yet. I'm not saying that the resistance will not be respected. It most probably will, but not yet, because most of the time frames are still bullish. Okay? Dollar yen. Okay, let me move on to the last dollar yen. Dollar yen has just been mucking around, doing nothing, isn't it? So if you look at the weekly chart, I believe I drew this circle because price action wise, it is in a downtrend. Look at this, lower low, lower high, lower low, and this area might be the lower high around the 114. You see the previous 4 weeks we could not break it. Okay, I can't zoom out enough, but it is what it is. Okay, so I'm not surprised the downtrend continues. Just waiting for the weekly moving averages to catch up. It might push back to 112. Okay, so this area here seems to be very strong resistance around 114. So weekly is a downtrend for dollar yen. Let's go to the daily chart. But the daily chart though, it seems a bit, the picture is uglier. Okay, so daily is still quite mixed. Now what I like is that it has broken through this support. Let me see as a trend line here. So this is a daily chart, definitely consolidation mode. Okay, but if it breaks this trend line support, if it breaks the 112.80 area convincingly, I'm not surprised that it might come back to test the previous lows around the 111 level. Okay, but we've broken through the first level support. This trend line is still supporting it. Okay, but it might show signs that it might want to turn downwards. This is a 4-hour chart. Okay, let's look at the daily chart. Okay, daily chart, yeah, you can see the consolidation here. Okay, but if you can take the trade downwards, the first target should be around the 112 area. So weekly is bearish, daily consolidating, 4-hour consolidating. Alright, so just be a bit patient on this one. Okay, but this is support level I'm talking about. Okay, that's dollar yen for you. Are you bearish or bullish on this one, yeah? Okay, if you plan to set up a short trade, let the trend line break first and then you can target the previous low, 112. Alright, so that's dollar yen. Alright, I'm going to move on to commodities right now. Just got about a minute or so. Let me take a 10-second pause. Okay, let's talk about oil. Okay, now oil, we are at a key level right now. If I draw a trend line down here, you can see that it is the level right now. Okay, so weekly chart is a bit of a rebound here. Okay, and there's a bit of support here as well. But the key level here is this support trend line on the $339 level. If it breaks below it, I will be happy to try to take it back down the previous low, at least to the $30 mark. Okay, but the rebound caught a lot of people by surprise, caught me by surprise as well. But we are at that level right now. Okay, the key level. If it rebounded or if it breaks below, but I want to wait for it to break 39. Okay, there's not much resistance I can see. Okay, there's the only resistance that you can see is here in the 2010 level, a bit of a touch here. There might be a potential touch here. Okay, not the strongest level, but I want to see if it breaks below 39, I'll be happy to try to take it down again. This is a weekly chart. Weekly chart is still towards the downtrend. If you go to the daily chart, you can see the daily chart is still very bullish, isn't it? Alright, if you see the daily chart is still very, very bullish, but what I like is that this support has been broken. Okay, and my 39 level, where's the level? Here. Somewhere here. Okay, so this support has been broken. I would love to see it start turning around from here, and then hopefully we can target the previous lows. Okay, the daily has turned to the downside right now. Look at this. This support here, lower low, but now it might form a lower high. So I'm looking for some kind of price action, something like this. Okay, so that this will confirm my weekly chart bias. Alright, fundamentally I'm still a bear for oil. Okay, but who cares what I think fundamentally? It's all about the charts, all about technicals. Alright, so seems like we are at the key level of the oil right now. Yep. I have a buy. Okay. So I think I just saw your questions, but it's a bit late. Yeah, I think I covered that as well. Yeah, Mr. Kwan, your Aussie Kiwi seems bearish. But the only thing I can see is bearish is because it's hitting resistance at 75. The rest of my own price action, it still looks bullish to me. Okay, at least the short-term charts have not changed yet. Alright, so that's all for you. Let me cover gold. Let's take a look at the gold weekly chart. Okay, now gold definitely uptrend on weekly chart. Let me just delete some of the lines, so messy here. Okay, definitely uptrend on weekly chart. We have hit a resistance at around the 1280 level. Okay, but we are at support right now. The support level is around the 1230. Alright, so still an uptrend on weekly chart. I'll be looking to buy still. Look at the daily chart. So don't forget the support is at 1230 level, yeah? So messy, let me just clear everything. Alright, let's mark in the level. I'm looking at 1230 somewhere here. Okay, so daily chart, I will be looking at this level here. Again, if you missed the okay, wait a minute. Now let me go back to the weekly chart again, yeah? So the key level I was looking at is here. Where's the 1230? Yeah. Anywhere between 122 and 1230. Next level is around the 120. Okay, so this is a key support level I'm looking at. Now daily chart, okay, I'm keen to see what happens here, but my only concern is I do not like the massive bearish divergence. Okay, so if there's a convergence here, I'll be looking for trade setups to on the long side at the 1220, 1230 level. But because of this daily divergence, I'm going to stay away for now. Let's see what happens. Okay, because I'm not surprised if the support falls back to 1200 level. Okay, so even though I'm still bullish on the price action side, there's a bit of a divergence here that gives me a warning that, hey, it might not be that bullish after all. Okay, looking at the 4-hour chart, yeah, it's a bit more consolidating. It's a bit more consolidating on the 4-hour chart. Okay, in fact, the 4-hour is starting to come down with this. So you can see there's a low here. There's a bit of a triple top scenario here. Triple top. And another low here. It has made a lower high and it has made a lower low. So I'm not so 4 hours has start downtrending. It might form now lower high and it might start coming down. It's converging as well. No divergence of 4 hour. Okay, so the daily chart divergence, bearish divergence might play itself out. I'm not surprised if we come back down to maybe the 1200 level at least. Alright, so that's my trade plan for gold. So I like divergence. Divergence is very powerful, especially in longer term time frame. Yeah. So whoever asks for H4 also bearish divergence. Yeah, I'm looking at the daily. This is a very clear bearish divergence. So I'll be more cautious alongside. Okay, but if he breaks that key support, then maybe you can take it down to 120 also. Alright, so that's gold for you. Alright, okay. Okay, I think it's 8:05. Alright, if you have any questions, again, feel free to send me an email. This session will be recorded, and the next time I'll see you will be 2 weeks from now, which would be, hold on, yeah? Now it's March 29. Okay, March 29. Okay, so again, go try out the intraday market open indices or index setup and tell me how it goes. Okay, hopefully it will help out some of your intraday traders, especially for markets like that whereby you know there's no clear trends on the swing. There are no clear swing or medium term time frame trends on medium term time frames. Okay. Any parting words for the FOMC? Not really, Sunil. I mean, when I put on my trader's cap, I'm all about technicals. I mean, I do TV interviews and stuff, but that's where I just talk about the fundamentals. But fundamentals is all an educated guess. What I wouldn't say quite sure, but I think more or less they wouldn't do anything. They wouldn't hike. They wouldn't hike rates. It's just a bit too soon. I know the U.S. economy improving, but I think global-wise, there's still a bit too much volatility and risk. And big question marks out there for them to hike any rates. Okay, so again, fundamental is one thing, technical is another thing, but just be mindful if you're trading any dollar pairs or stay away from those periods, especially when there's news. Okay, if not, have a good night and happy trading. See you in 2 weeks. Thanks.